Mama's in the kitchen and I'm making tamales. So gather your ingredients and screenshot all the ingredients. Crush your chili piquin and your chile de árbol. Cut the pork butt into smaller pieces. This pork butt had a bone in it, so go ahead and cut around it and add it to the pot. This is the meat I'm going to be using to make tamales. It's the pork, the puerco. But I'm also going to be making beans and some of chicken, and they're going to be spicy and non-spicy. Slice and cut your onion. Add the onion to the pot. Add the bay leaf. Add some salt. And boil until the meat is very tender. Slice and dice your bell peppers. This onion and bell pepper are for when the meat is already done and you shred it. Slice and dice your onions. While the meat is boiling, we're going to go ahead and make the chili sauce. Go ahead and add about 5 chile de arbos. Go ahead and take the stem off. Cut the peppers, all these peppers in half. Open them, take all the seeds out, rinse them, and add it to the pot. Bring it to a boil. Once it starts to boil, you're going to set it aside, turn off the heat, and just let it simmer there. Just let it sit there. Bring to a boil and turn off and just set it aside. You just want it to be pliable and soft. The chiles have cooled off, so go ahead and add it to the blender with the broth. And don't forget to add your spices to it. Blend it, and then you're going to put it through the sieve so it can catch all the seeds and anything else, that the skin of it, and you just want the sauce of it. The sauce is perfect. Not too thin and not too thick. Make sure you wipe anything that falls on your counters because it will stain your counters. Time to season your pork butt. Go ahead and add the onion, the bell pepper, and some oil to the pan. And you're going to scoop out the cooked pork butt onto the pan. And you're going to shred it with 2 forks until you get all the meat shredded completely. Take out the bay leaf. Start shredding with your fork. Don't forget to get that meat off that bone. Go ahead and cook until the onion is translucent. Add some pork broth, add some chili sauce, give it a good mix, add some more sauce. Don't forget your spices, give it a good mix, and keep on cooking for a few minutes. And mix and add more sauce if you like. Now pull half of this pork out to the side because I'm going to do half spicy and half just going to be plain, just the regular seasonings on it. So go ahead and add your crushed chili piquin and chile de árbol that you crushed earlier, and keep on tasting it to see if you like the spiciness to it, and you keep on adding more or not any at all. You go ahead and scoop this out into a different container, so that way you can tell them apart, spicy and the one that's not spicy. Now all of this I'm doing one day ahead. It takes 2 days to do the tamales. So the first day we're going to be doing the meats and the fillings. We're going to be doing also the masa, and that's going to be day 1. Day 2 is when we're actually going to be spreading the masa, and we're going to be filling it and cooking them if you want to cook them, or you can freeze them. Time to make the masa. So go ahead and melt your lard. Once your lard has melted a little bit or quite a bit, add your spices and go ahead and mix it. To me, this is just a little bit easier to get all those spices mixed really well. Get yourself a large container and go ahead and add your harina. Go ahead and add your melted spicy lard. Go ahead and add the chili sauce to this. And start adding your pork broth. I start off by mixing a little bit with the rubber spatula, but then I come in with my hand mixer. You can also do it by hand, but I prefer the hand mixer. Make sure you get all the corners, just mix, mix, mix. Get all those spices and lard mixed in there with the harina. This masa is very soft. You do make it the day before and let it sit overnight, and the next morning you can use it. And it's going to be soft. If you want it to be a little bit drier, just add a less broth. it's all mixed, go ahead and cover it up and put it in the refrigerator until the next day. Now this is day 2. Go ahead and only scoop out what you need and refrigerate the rest. Now I did forget to tell you, don't forget to soak your husk. Go ahead and put super hot water and put it in a big pot or in your sink. And if your husk is big like this one, just cut it in half, pat it dry. And you're going to be looking for a soft side. That's where you're going to scoop the masa on. Now whatever you're comfortable with, go ahead and spread the masa thinly. But you can use a spoon, you can use this gadget right here. You could use anything you want. Go ahead and fill it in with your filling. I'm using the pork right now, just the regular one. Once you finish putting the meat in there, go ahead and roll it, tuck in that little tail, and repeat. Now there is a smooth side and a rough side, and the easiest way I found it to, besides feeling it with your fingers, after doing so many tamales, it starts bothering your fingers. So use a washcloth or something and to dry out the water from it, and it'll stick to the rough side. That means that you use the opposite side. I'm having a little trouble right now smoothing it out there in the bottom. It's because it has a little defect, a little bumps, so it doesn't come out really smooth. So just go ahead and use your spoon or your finger, whatever you can. And again, just repeat, repeat, repeat. Okay, time to package the tamales. Go ahead and grab your foil. Label each side of the same side of the foil, so that way when you steam them, you know what you're steaming. Now sometimes the marker erases, the inside still has what it is, so that way you don't have any trouble with it. Go ahead and get yourself a dozen into this foil, and I wrap it by tucking it in on the one end completely. The other end I leave it kind of open, and I kind of tuck it in softly, or smoothly, not softly. And then I'll fold it over, so when I'm ready to steam them, I just pop that side open and they stay wrapped in the foil while I'm steaming them. And I'm having a little trouble here because it's sticking to the bottom, but that's okay. Just keep on folding the other side down as you're rolling it, and leave the open on this side. Now that it's completely rolled, go ahead and fold the edges just a little bit. And that's just so I don't cut myself when I stick my hand in or anything. And then just fold it over. I like to freeze them raw. You could cook them and freeze them already cooked, but this is the way I like to do it, raw. And this is just a different view, so you could see a better angle of how I was doing it. of like before. Just go ahead and get a dozen tamales. And start rolling. Fold it down, roll, keep the other side open. I made a total of 21 dozens, and there was like 3 or 4 little loose ones there. Okay, go ahead and get your pot. Go ahead and put the water into the bottom line. Cover with the plate. Assemble your tamales. Get a wet rag that you don't want. Cover the tamales with the wet rag. Cover with the lid. Cook for 2 hours. You're going to add hot water every 30 minutes. You don't want it to overfill past that line. The tamales are done. Go ahead and let them cool for a little bit before you unwrap them. This was exhausting, so let's eat some tamales. Don't forget to follow me.